I want war with all of
short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran.
We are facing an act of aggression, and obviously we have every right to defend ourselves.
We've been hit.
History unfolding in the Middle East. The U.S. and Israel carrying out an
Yo. You know, like when you get into a fight and you just washing this person's boots, blocking on point, your jab is nice, snapping, right? Your rolls is nice, you staying out of reach, right? You counter striking, right? Then you get that one nice joint with, you get too close, you can shoot that nice uppercut down the middle, right? You connect so nice that your fingers feel like you broke your fucking fingers, right? That's a beat down. That's an ass whooping. You just whooping ass at that point. Imagine you started that fight. Imagine that person didn't even want to fight. You saw him walking down the street. You bumped into them. And they said, "Excuse me, sir." You just started unleashing hell. Now, the person fighting back now, They giving it hell. They're giving it their best. They're giving it their absolute best. But you know what? You prime time. You ready. You just left the dojo. You commence to just ripping them apart. Body shot. Faded. Dip. Uppercut. Down the middle. Fingers snapping. Head rolling back. You dip again. You come back up like Mike Tyson, right? The up and down. Hook them. Boop. You just washing this motherfucker out. You hear me? And the person like, dog, you bumped into me. I don't care. You hear me? Imagine in the middle of the peace conversations while y'all fighting. Motherfucker like, all right, bro, chill. You're like, all right, what's up? Guard still up, right? Your guard is up. What's up? Like, chill, bro. Let's talk about this. And while they talking to you, just launch another strike down the middle, right? Jab, crush teeth. Now this whole motherfucker got a gap now. Son, we at war, son. And this is war. Imagine that person get their heels up under them and they start washing you out. Now you wondering where all this fight coming from, you hear me? They punching back, in and outs. They counter strike. You taking shots to the body. Then you get one to the eyeball. Boop. You get a you gotta shake it off. That's a fight. That's conflict. That's war. That's what's going on right now. This ain't one-sided. Prime, what up? Mob, what up? $100. I got that belt on the couch still. You better pay. It's within arm's reach, you heard? Tree Star, what up? Son, this is a war. This is a war. This ain't one-sided. They going at it. Let's take another look at it. We getting updates. On the hour, every hour, by the hour. They got the Acme rockets.
Unprecedented military operation crippling Tehran's leadership by taking out Iran's supreme leader along with dozens of other top officials.
The devastating blow to
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 Iranian big dogs knocked off, including the fucking Ayatollah. Including the fucking Ayatollah. The defense minister, gone. The Joint Chief of Staff that's in America, they Joint Chief of Staff, gone. 9. 9 of them out of there.
Iran's Islamic regime, a result of one of the largest military operations in the
This is Iran, right? Over here is Israel, Jordan. This is Iraq, right here. Down here is where you have Dubai and the UAE down here. Let's pull them. Now I don't know why the fuck this map back is stupid. Roddy's hanging out with us this beautiful morning, beautiful evening time. We got Roddy pulling up to the town square. Prime is also in the town square. I don't know why the fucking map is acting stupid now. What the fuck are you doing? Here we go. Iraq, Israel, Lebanon, Jordan, Syria. Dubai's down here. Oman, Saudi. So to get a real look at it, right? Take a real glance at it. This is what we're just looking at on the other screen. Been waiting for this used to like that. Yep, exactly. I absolutely agree. This is what we're looking at. See it? Just so y'all get a glance of what we're clearly looking at, right? This is the Caspian here. This is here the Mediterranean Sea right here. This is the Horn of Africa. Let's go back to the map. That's not necessarily the Horn of Africa. The Horn of Africa is out here. My bad. This is the Straits of Persian Gulf. This is the Strait of Gulf of Oman. Egypt, Red Sea. Oh, Red Sea. That's what that's called. The Red Sea is going. All right. This is what we're looking at pretty much. Qatar. And Qatar been playing defense too, in case y'all didn't know. Qatar been playing defense, taking hits too. About to dive back into the video. Boom.
The history of modern warfare with 900 U.S. strikes in just 12 hours using 2 aircraft carriers, 3 destroyers, and B-2 stealth bombers, and striking at least 500 Iranian targets.
We've already seen dozens of U.S. military bases targeted with retaliatory strikes as Iran.
So this run here was one of the main hits right here. One of the very first hits right here was the U.S. Navy Fifth Fleet out of Bahrain. Qatar has air base. Abu Dhabi, another part of the UAE base. Saudi base. Kuwait, the base. We're looking at this region, for real. That's it. Dubai, Qatar, Bahrain. And you have Saudi, inside of Saudi took a hit too. I believe Israel took some hits also. Israel did take some hits. Actually, they did. Why she look like motherfucking Mr. Freeze? She look like Arnold and Mr. Freeze. I don't know why. From Batman. Ear. Yo, yo. Just for reference pointing, right? This is Iran. This is Pakistan. Right? So reference point wise, you might think that Pakistan is all the way over here. It's not. It shares a border with Afghanistan, Iran, India, and up here's where you get to the funny words, right? The funny countries, all the stands, right? Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan, I don't know what the fuck this is. Kyrgyzstan, right? Kazakhstan. This is the European section of the world, what they call Eastern Europe. That's up here. All this right here. Georgia, Azerbaijan, right? Ukraine is right here. Like this is the Eastern Europe section of that world. You hear me? This I'm just giving y'all a reference point while the conversation is going on. Yo, my G, what up, EJ? My man, 100 grand. My soundboard not working, G. So I have no clue what's going on with my soundboard right now, but it's not working though. Shout out to the vets, absolutely. My understanding had an agreement in Israel like that. That's what I heard initially. I initially heard this was Israel true and true, and because Israel in motion would create a greater fallout, USA got into the motion also. That's what I heard initially. That's what I heard. For real, for real, for real. Shout out to EJ, bro. You already know what to do in the town square. My man.
Where the British Army has service members stationed in Tehran following the announcement of the Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei. There were spontaneous outbursts of celebration on the one hand, but also some crowds chanting today in downtown Tehran, "Death to America." Not clear if these were spontaneous or organized protests, but you can assume that the remnants of the regime and the IRGC will want to present a united front, suggesting that the regime will survive. The man to watch is Ali Larijani, the head of Iran's Supreme National Security Council. He just gave an interview in which he described the killing of Ali Khamenei as extremely painful, threatening revenge. Quote, "The United States and the Zionists have burned the heart of the Iranian people, and we will burn their hearts." Meantime, Iran managed to fire more than 300 missiles at the UAE, where the U.S. has a military base at Al Dhafra, about the same number as it fired toward Israel. Actually, about 100 ballistic missiles were fired toward Israel yesterday, according to the IDF. So this was actually more missiles fired at UAE. Iran has expanded its response, even firing missiles at Oman, which tried to negotiate that last-minute nuclear deal and avoid war. Qatar received about 65 Iranian missiles since yesterday, and Bahrain approximately 35. And explosions have been heard in eastern Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, today. Israel, meantime, has increased its airstrikes and says it will now target Iran's nuclear facilities. And just moments ago, hit the headquarters of the IRGC and barracks in Tehran. That is where the massacre of last month's Iranian protesters was organized and carried out. Smoke has been seen rising from near Iran's state broadcasting facility in Tehran.
Yo, yo.
Yo.
Long head ass. What up, G?
Shit, man. You know I can't call it. Had to finish getting these groceries in, and I still didn't finish putting them up.
You was eating groceries?
So what?
You was eating groceries?
No, had a delivery done. So you know what I mean. I got shit I got to do as a damn household.
Nobody want to hear that shit, bro. Nobody give a fuck about that adult shit.
Yeah, hell no.
Everybody
Hell nah. Yeah, I know. Until you got that warhead sitting in your front step and your house burning down.
Don't nobody get
Roddy, where the greens at? When your ribs touching.
And in terms of the U.S. operation yesterday, the U.S. military, we learned, carried out 900 strikes in 12 hours. 10 to 15 senior leaders of the Iranian government and military were killed in that Israeli strike on Ali Khamenei's compound. Multiple sources tell me that the start of the operation, the joint operation, had to be moved up based on intelligence and this target of opportunity, a meeting at Khamenei's compound. Quote, there was a deliberate decision to accelerate the timeline. That is why the U.S. and Israel took the unusual decision to strike during the daytime to achieve the element of surprise and to target this meeting. Normally, the U.S. military would not launch an operation like this during the day. The meeting accelerated the timeline, I'm told. This was a massive, wildly bold.
Yo, EJ, this is the topic you need to talk a lot about because you are a veteran, right? So you need to go hammers on this topic right here, bro. Like, this is a free speech, free open panel type shit. If you pro-war, if you anti-war, I don't care if you pro-peace. I don't give a fuck, right? But this is a fucking topic that's going to affect all of us. So everybody chime the fuck in and speak your fucking mind. For real, for real. Yo, M-Love, what up?
Daytime attack, a senior U.S. defense official told me.
There's no muzzles, there's no clamps.
It caught the senior leadership off guard and on a Saturday morning during Ramadan and on Shabbat in the daytime. We hit the senior leaders right out of the gate, I was told. But some survived, including, as I mentioned, Ali Larijani, the man to watch, and Iran's president, who issued a statement just moments ago. Griff?
Yeah, and Jennifer, you mentioned...
She looked like motherfucking Mr. Freeze, bro. I can't get over that
shit. She is weird looking.
He look like Mr. Freeze, bro.
What Larijani will do now. And, you know, I think we've focused so much on the IRGC, but would Larijani possibly try and go after or try to activate the Besiege? People haven't talked much about the Besiege, and it's important to understand that is a strong militia that could be sympathetic to the IRGC within Iran.
Absolutely. The Besiege are like the internal police, this state police that are really very vicious and were responsible for a lot of the killing of those 32,000 protesters who were killed in December and January in Iran. The Besiege are still a factor. Remember, we've talked about this in the past, but in the early days of the Iraq War, a lot of those security forces just took off their uniforms and floated away and then reorganized and came back and began carrying out terror attacks. Now, the difference this time is the U.S. will not be occupying Iran. They don't have ground forces.
Prime, I think Prime, dog.
That was going to be my next statement.
Son, it's the height of both religions on their Sabbaths.
No, 30 days worth.
No, I'm saying the Sabbath, the yes. the day of practice. Yeah, because they both because Ramadan's in.
Mm-hmm.
And Saturday is the Sabbath.
Yeah.
So the Muslim homies was probably really chilling, probably really trying to negotiate peace, possibly during the Ramadan season. You smell me?
You know what, Prime? You just because that's is something that I was just about to bring up after she got done talking.
Go ahead. I paused it.
Yeah, but that right there is weird, though. You know what I mean? You find somebody in a place of peace. Now is not the time to impede or enforce your wrath. Because, you know what I mean, some people may be kneeling, and then here you go, you want to take away their peace. And I think that's, but who am I? I can't go to war. Can't go to war. But Prime, you said it all though, but yeah, to go in there and do that on Ramadan, yeah. Because you know what I mean, what half are Muslim and half are Hebrew, and that's what I'm saying. So
there's Christians in that region too.
Yes, Hebrew I think is a form of Christianity.
Yeah, Judaism is, yeah.
Yes. So I'm well versed now. Yeah, that's a bad time to do it. That's kind of like me kicking in your door when you're going through a tumultuous divorce. Boom, it's Roddy. Bookham, I'm here to take all your shit.
Yeah, come to the sidewalk like the Kool-Aid man, you heard?
Yeah, just run through the wall now. It's just not a good look, though. It's not a good look.
I'm pro-peace, by the way, in case anybody has any fucking... I'm pro-peace.
Yeah, I'm pro-peace, too.
I'm anti-war. I'm anti-war and I'm pro-peace. So.
No. I'm not anti-violence. I'm pro-peace. Just because I'm pro something doesn't mean that I'm anti anything.
I agree.
Yeah, so I'm pro peace. So that doesn't mean that I'm not anti war violent. You know,
I'm pro peace and I'm anti war because when it's all said and done, it ain't just militias being knocked over, right? It ain't just people who actually go fight. Like it ain't just a bunch of warriors dying on the field. There's a lot of innocent people that end up getting knocked off too. That's why I'm anti-war.
Collateral damage.
That's why I'm anti-war. Exactly. That's why
I can understand it. I can understand that. That's like I said, man. The shit that I don't understand is that everybody that's supposed to be so patriotic, now may be the time that you can go get on the front line. Get out there. You're so pro this and pro that, man. But like I said, you could be pro anything. I'm pro black, but that doesn't mean I'm anti-white either.
Right. No, for sure.
Yeah, man. The scale could still balance itself.
I absolutely agree. Me being pro something doesn't mean I'm anti the thing that is diametrically opposed to it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Right. I agree.
You push, I pull. No,
I agree. No. I agree with you 1,000%. G. M Love said catching everyone relaxing with their feet up. Yeah. Brilliant military strategy. Absolutely, it is. And that's the thing too, M Love. Nothing is ever one-sided, right? Like we talk about flipping the coin over all the time, right? Then that's the reality. How brilliant was the strategy? Insanely brilliant. The preemptiveness of this strike during peace conversations during Ramadan on the Sabbath, right? Brilliant fucking shit. But if we take the military aspect brilliance out of it, then it looks fucked up. Smell me?
are going in, so there won't be any targets inside Iran. But those Basij and the paranoia that's been created over decades of theocracy and state control and authoritarianism in Iran is going to make it may be one of the reasons you're not seeing people come out quite in the large numbers that you might expect after such strikes on their behalf. But I think people are scared, and they have a right to be scared that they were slaughtered in the last 2 months. So what you're also likely to see, Griff, is the IRGC launch through proxies, through sleeper cells around the world, targets of opportunity. They tend to fight asymmetrically with terror attacks, and that is what I would expect to see: assassinations, terror attacks. But it won't happen immediately. It'll be when we let down our guard. And I think the strategy right now, from what I am observing, is that Iran is firing missiles at all of the states surrounding in the region, all of the states that host U.S. military bases, trying to create so much chaos that there's maybe pressure at the UN or elsewhere calling for a stop to the war. And if they think they can just survive these initial strikes and then regroup, that is their strategy at this point. But I'm not sure it's going to work, because it's really mobilized all those strikes on UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia has just mobilized those nations to prepare to engage Iran at this time.
Jennifer, there's been.
Let me ask
I
you
got a question. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you know I was about to ask a question, G.
Go ahead, burn it.
Okay, now, from the time that everything started popping off, it only took a matter of time for both of them to start dropping bombs. And I understand the readiness group and all of this shit, but how did it happen so fast? As if it wasn't as if it wasn't preemptive.
Dog. Yo, the question you just asked me, the question I asked myself yesterday. It's like, you know when back in the G when you used to run track, runners take your lane, right?
Yeah.
You load in, right? On your mark, get set. It seemed like everybody was in fucking lane already, dog.
So how was the response so quick?
That's what I'm saying. I'm with you. I understand what you're saying. I'm saying it looks like everybody was already fucking in blocks. Like they was already in the blocks. And when the motherfucking gun went off, whoever took out from the block first was ahead. So that would be the strike from Learsea, right?
Yeah.
Now who's number 2 would be USA backing up Learsea, right? In third place would be Iran. And they going back and forth the whole way, burning through this fucking 100 meters, dog. The responses have been extremely fucking fast. You are absolutely right. But then again, too, if you look at the positioning that happened and the posture that happened, USA put 2 carriers, one in the Med, right, and one up the Persian Gulf, right? As pretty much as close as they could really fucking get to Iran, to be honest. Right? And if it's a carrier, then you know they have a group with them.
Yes.
So they pressure point that motherfucker from this side, and
more angles.
It was pretty much just breaker 19. I see the big nose Ayatollah over there. You got him? Yeah, I see him over there. Look at him with his big ass beard. All right, breaker 19. We in for I see you in fucking 100 hours. Over and out.
Then not to mention the drones too, though.
And Iran has a major drone tech. Iran put a lot of money in drone technology. We have T3 in that town square. What's up, beautiful?
Yeah, I just didn't know how they can make that strike that fast.
Fast as fuck. And the retaliation strike was fast.
That's what I'm saying.
Fast as fuck. Within hours, shit was already shaking.
Yes. 4 hours. I think that was the max.
I thought it was 2.
Well, 2, 4, shit. By the time you damn break the damn jet down, yo, you already damn.
Hell headed right back at you. You hear me?
Yeah, you know what I mean? That shit is crazy.
I swear I seen motherfucking I swear I seen 2 hours was the response time. That's fast as fuck. That's fast as fuck, G.
Yeah.
But either way.
A lot of people commenting at the level of intel that the U.S. and especially Israel had prior to this attack.
Look at that shit. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 spots in Iran got hit.
But see, that brings forth another question for me, though. If you have all this intel, why you couldn't get rid of this in the beginning anyway?
Get rid of what?
Everything. They all got hit. They all got hit.
Yeah, so they have the intel. What does that mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you got all this intel, then you know how. Maybe that's how they got there and responded so fast.
That's how Iran responded that fast.
Both sides responded fast.
Yeah. So okay. So if you run the initial, right, you already ahead of the game. So let's say I'm running raids every hour on the hour from the time I launched the first one, then 60 minutes later it's the second one, 60 minutes later is the third one, 60 minutes later is the fourth one, right? But I don't necessarily have to hit the same spots.
Yes.
Let's say I got 16 waves, right, for 16 hours. Let's say I hit all 16 in the first wave, and let's say my next wave of 16 will be the absolute reverse of it, or direct repetition of it. So by the time the 17-hour hit, I start back from the top of the list and I'm going down the list. Then that's just what it is. Now, in between that time, there's response time, obviously.
Yes.
So
you know
the initial hit and then the retaliation response happens.
You know that's longer than 16 hours.
I think it's less than 16 hours, to be honest. I just use 1 hour increments as an example.
Okay. Yeah, I understood that. I do understand.
It's way less than 16 hours if you ask me, to be honest. Because if you look at all the
with 16 aircraft.
Huh?
With 16, okay, say you use 16 aircraft to go in there and blow some shit up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. One go drop its load. And then the next one comes back. The next one comes back. Next one comes back. Unless you have a fleet of 16 more, it just can't shoot like that because you still gotta damn turn those jets around too.
But look at it like this though, Roddy.
And reload them.
That's fine if we strictly talking about aircraft, right? And dog style fight, right? Like warfare, right? That's fine. But if we're on the water right here in the Persian, let me pull the map. If we out here, right, in the Persian Gulf, right? Let's not count any of the air bases between Iraq, Israel, Jordan, Saudi. Let's not count none of those air bases, right? Syria, don't count none of the air bases. We're talking about strictly Navy shit, right? If we here in the Persian Gulf,
but you also got to understand too, the B-1 bomber is high altitude.
Leave aviation out of it. Leave the planes out of it. If we here in the Gulf, we have destroyers all through the Gulf that could drop and send shit all the way in here.
Yes, understood.
So,
Long range.
so
yes.
even if you leave the airplanes out of it, once you here in this region right here, then this whole region, maybe up to where Kerman is susceptible to getting knocked. They're strictly off ships and strictly off submarines. Because if it's a battle group out there, we damn sure know it's a submarine out there.
Yeah, 3 of them in a battle group.
So it's going down from the sea any fucking way.
Yes.
Now when you introduce aircraft, you can launch the aircrafts out of any of these fucking bases out of this region. From fucking Cairo down to motherfucking Oman, pretty much, right?
You know what?
From Oman all the way up to fucking Syria. It's bases all through this motherfucker.
Because I'm looking at this map right here, and I just talked to 2 of my homies, and they right there doing contract work in Baghdad.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, they were under you know what I mean, under the damn sirens all day yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything is good today. But yeah.
That's what
they had everything. They had everything packed up after today.
Mm-hmm. But on the set, they could have bombers come out of Saudi, because bombers fly long range bombers. They are long range bombers, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
High altitude bombers. Yes.
They could fly. They could be no shit. A bomber could probably come out of fucking Poland.
Yes. Yes, without refueling.
It's a long range bombing shit. So
high
even
speed,
if you need aviation to win this war across the board. You not win this war without aviation. Further down in the Arabian Sea, fire from the carrier group ships and yeah, exactly. Yes. So they position in the Med and they position out here by Qatar, outside of Kuwait and all that shit. The Arabian Sea, yeah, they here in this region right here. They don't. So you could send bombers out of fucking East Europe. You smell me?
No, I'm tracking.
Easy day. So it ain't hard to run. If you're talking Navy on the water, you're talking about Air Force on land, Navy on land, right? This region right here got all these bases. There's bases out of Eastern Europe, obviously, right? Turkey's right here. Clearly, Turkey and America got good fucking relations.
Yes.
It's inevitable, though. It's the spread is so wide. If the Navy runs the first 6 hours, and let's say they run the first 6 hours from fucking the Gulf, right? And they run this region right here. They run an aircraft, and now they running fucking tomahawks from ships. They coming off
phalanx, all kind of shit.
Out the Med, out the fucking Med. They running spy planes. They running whatever they need to run from the Med, which also could land in Baghdad. They don't necessarily have to be from the Med side. This could be a defensive position to watch Israel. They can run defense on this side for Israel and them, and put planes and shit in Baghdad to run hot right across here with refuelers and tankers and bombers coming out of fucking Eastern Europe. It's the warfare is that fucking insane, to be honest.
It is.
It's that level of fucking war. It can be played any different way. And that's how dangerous
intense.
this shit really is.
It's intense.
Most of the bombing was layer seas, jets, U.S. Military targets with missiles. I'm pretty sure they did more than that, but for sure, I'm with you for sure. Messi's in the town square. You, pound for pound, bro. Pound for pound. The level of shit is just too real, right?
Yeah.
Let me click into this other video right here.
service members this morning. Early yesterday, President Trump spoke to the possibility of American troops
This motherfucker too pretty, bro.
losing their lives in this operation.
Damn, gay boy.
Operation has taken every part.
I'm just saying, he look like he belong on fucking Black.
Possible step to minimize the risk to U.S. personnel in the region. Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission.
CBS News White House correspondent Willie James Inman is following the president. He's in West Palm Beach, Florida, for us this morning. Willie James, good afternoon to you. What have we heard from the president today?
Hey there, Errol. The president's actually posting just moments ago on True Social, and I want to bring up that statement from the president so our viewers can see it, essentially giving a battle damage report from the field. He said he has just been informed.
Read that. Read that shit. So they not just on the fucking the desert front. They at war at sea also. Hello?
I'm reading. You know what? My eyesight ain't. I gotta Google my glasses.
Hold on. There, read it.
We have destroyed and sunk 9 Iranian naval ships, some of them relatively large and important. We are going after the rest. They will soon be floating at the bottom of the sea. Also, in a different attack, we largely destroyed their naval headquarters. Other than that, their Navy is doing very well. Now, the president has been working the phones with other world.
You knocked off 9 of their fucking ships. 9 of their fucking ships knocked off.
Hey.
No comment.
Leaders, talking to regional leaders, but also speaking to members of the media, including our own Robert Costa, as Olivia mentioned. The president saying in that interview last night.
Between the Gulf of Oman and the Persian Gulf itself, right? With Abu Dhabi and Dubai being up in here, Qatar is right here. They getting shit rocking.
Yeah, with the frigates and DDGs. Yeah,
they getting shit rocking.
Yeah, with the DDGs
9
and
fucking
FMGs,
ships.
Yeah.
9 ships.
They can get through there, and then the subs too, though.
Demon.
But them carriers can't get through there.
Bullshit.
They can't get through there. No.
In the Persian Gulf.
No, you can get through the Persian
Gulf.
Gulf.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You can get to it. You can't get through it.
Dog. Who that? Kenneth? Hold on. Kenneth, we'll deal with you in a little bit. So you could choke point this motherfucker right here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This right here, it's a nice choke point.
Yeah.
Nice choke point. If you coming out this bitch, you smoke. You put a destroyer here, run a sub in here. It's a fucking wrap. It's a fucking done deal, son. You choked out. So if they taking out ships, that means they are really actively getting down in this region here. It's hard to think that Iran would have fucking ships over here. You smell me?
I understand what you're talking about, G.
What you got? It's really simple. For Iran, stop bullying Israel. Stop. Quit the shit. I think you should be an adult about this conversation. This is not offensive by Iran. It's the original offender. Oh, you one of them, huh? You just believe fuckery. LC is in that motherfucking Times Square.
I want some more motherfucking money. 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 I want some more.
I don't know why it does that. Like it's looped all of a sudden. Fucking aggravating. Yeah. We got Baltimore in the building. What up, gangster? Naptown, Baltimore. Everybody up in here. LC. Y'all know what it is, man. They really getting down. This is the border right here, the water border of Iran down here. Muslims loses agent? Agent? What? Muslims losing what? Wild times we were living in, I tell you. Yes, absolutely, bro. Cool channel name. Thank you, bro. You could kick it if you want to. I don't see Iran as a bully. Yeah, it doesn't even make sense, bro. He just came here to talk that stupid shit. Iran bullying who? Iran been minding their fucking business if we being fucking honest. If we talk about people that's bullying people, they pretty much just genocided a whole fucking community. So who's that weirdo that said that dumb shit? Where they at? I don't think Iran has a strong navy. I think Iran has a very strong air force. I think that their strength was in their air force and not in their naval forces. From what I have read and looked at so far. Ready? This nigga sleeping?
Night with Bob Costa saying that it was a great day for this country, a great day for the world, in reference to what took place yesterday when the U.S. and Israel launched the strikes against Iran, which led to the death of the Ayatollah, also led to the death of several members of Iran's regime. The president also saying to the Atlantic today that
heads up. Some of this shit might be a little bit rough. You hear me? View discretion advised.
He will be speaking and agreed to talk to the Iranians. We, of course, know that there have been negotiations ongoing. Those negotiations appear to have broken down, leading to...
I need money.
Whoever received that membership from the homies out of Baltimore, tell them thank you, you heard? Big salute to fucking Smoke. The homie Severe has blessed somebody with a membership. My G, appreciate you, bro. You know what it is in the town square. Let's look at some comments real quick. Let's see what the comments talking about. Hey, oh, sorry. Yeah, man, do handle your business. It's Sunday. You clean and clear, dog. That's pretty much always my thing. Yeah. It's fucking. It's the phrase is is literacy is America's greatest ally. What the fuck could you do for us? You don't come fight with us. You ain't fucking go show up for Afghanistan to get down. You wasn't fucking there. What the fuck are you talking about? Furthermore, in the middle of your bullshit, you took out the USS Liberty. How the fuck are you an ally? Ally to fucking what? Fuck them, bro. They was very defensive, starting to protect the straight into the Gulf and having the ability to invade. Yeah, I don't think Iran had a great naval force as to where, like, you talk about naval forces, you talk about America has a great naval force, right? China has a great naval force. England, UK has a great naval force. When you look at, especially when you look at the UK, remember it's all called the Royal. It's called the Royal the Royal Naval Guard or some shit like that, whatever it's called, the Royal Coast Guard. Is it the Royal Coast? But it all belongs. It's like Canada, Australia, UK, I think New Zealand, but they all come together and they create this great massive force under the umbrella of the Queen. I think it's called like Royal something. I can't remember the name. It's like Royal Canadian, Royal Australian, Royal New Zealand, Royal whatever. But once you see the word Royal in front of it, that means it belongs to the Queen because they're all Queen colonies still. USS Liberty, then they blame them. Dog, it was trash what they did with the Liberty. They acted like they didn't know what the fuck the Liberty was after the Liberty flew. The flags were flying. It's been in the region for one. So it wasn't a new ship that came into the region that they got confused about. It was fucking trash, bro. It was bullshit with the USS Liberty. Fucking bullshit. More like anything. Yo, Lircy is like the disgruntled baby mama of America. Always got some shit going on. Always in drama. Motherfucker, always calling your fucking phone. Always want more from you. You gotta send me another 10 billion. They're like the fucking baby mama of America, dog. I fucking swear. What we take out? Dog, and this is the most simplest thing. And this is where I believe, honestly, the majority of people that walk this land that we call America believe and really truly want. You see how the numbers dropped off, right? Because we're talking about fucking Lircy and they bullshit. Right on cue. Right on fucking cue. I'm telling y'all. Talking about Lircy, you talk about them and you talk about them at an expense to your channel. You talk about them at an expense. You're gonna take a hit for it. But if you talk about it on the other side of the game, right, where you pro Lircy and you pro fucking Zionism and all this bullshit, you jump up. But I'm not that type of person. Straight. So it is what it is. But to act like Lircy is a part of the gang, they not. They not at all. They whole program, they whole nuclear program was based off of what they stole from the United States. If y'all want to talk about real fucking shit, if y'all want to talk about homies being homies and frenemies being frenemies, them motherfuckers are the greatest frenemy ever. Leave it alone. Moving on.
At this moment, in large part, the U.S., the president, wanted Iran to curb its nuclear program, including enrichment and the ballistic missile program, part of that, those conversations as well. But that statement today coming from the president saying that perhaps the U.S. And Israelis were involved in this, but saying that we have destroyed and sunk 9 Iranian naval ships. The latest statement coming there from the president of the United States on his social.
That's wild. Roddy, you there? You sleeping? Oh, he gone. This is the places that been knocked. I'm anti-war because innocent people die constantly in war, and I'm not into that type of shit. I rather the warriors be the warriors and they play warrior games with each other and let innocent people just completely be. But it's never that case. It's never been that. Yo, dog. I know what you're saying. I agree with you. You're not wrong. When they wrote the Balfour, it was because they didn't want them people in their own country. Because remember, Balfour is from UK. This is hold on, let me drop it. Right? What happens is they didn't want these people in Europe. Now think about this. Simple and plain. Easy day. If you cared so much for these people, right? Why not give them a plot of land in your own country and let them just be? Think about it. Think about it for 2 seconds in this framework. If these people were so fucked over and they needed a land for themselves so they could succeed and live their best life and do their motherfucking... Are you back?
Yeah. I was here the whole time. I just had to go get my mind right.
Oh, I looked up and I didn't see you, so I thought you bailed out. My fault, G.
No.
If you care about these people so much, they need their own stance. They need their own land. They need their own setup to actually get their footing in life. Why not put these motherfuckers in Europe? Because you cared that much, right? You cared so fucking much that Lord Balfour wrote Rothschild, and Rothschild and them said, all right, cool, we got it locked in, right? Huh? You see, when people talk this fucking shit out here in these streets, dog, and motherfuckers want to think high society level thoughts, and they want to have these great fucking these great thought pieces and these fucking great monologues about shit. Fuck all that shit. Tell it to me like I'm a fucking moron. Talk to me like I'm in the 4th grade and I eat crayons. If y'all cared so much, why not give them some land in your own land? Ain't that fucking easy though? I fucked over Roddy and Roddy's people so much that I gotta write and I gotta call motherfucking Prime all the way in South Carolina. Right? I fucked over Roddy and them in Nevada. Roddy people got fucked over when we was in Nevada, out in the desert, grinding shit down, right? I gotta send Roddy and his people to motherfucking Florida because the homie in South Carolina said, you know what? I got a little land in Florida. They be all right. Does it make fucking sense? But people sit here and listen to people talk this bullshit and it don't make no fucking sense because shit that makes sense can be explained on a fucking 1st grade fucking level at any time. You can tell this shit to a 1st fucking grader and they'll comprehend it.
You know what, Bukum? This is what it is. The blueprint has already been written, man. I'm telling you, worldly people don't give a fuck about nobody. The blueprint is given, no matter where, what continent, what country, what state, what city. It is what it is. The blueprint has been written. Nobody gonna hand you nothing without you paying for it. That's why you gotta have government. And that's just how it's been, man. So the blueprint is already written. The stripes are already on your back. That's just what it is. So I just don't deal with the shit, G.
Dog, you deal with it and you don't even know you're dealing with it. That's how nice they really is. Every time you go to the fucking store and you pick up a fucking carton of eggs and the egg really worth fucking 75 cents, but you gotta pay fucking $2.30 for that motherfucking a 12 piece. You just gave these motherfuckers $1.
But guess
you
what?
Pay
You
for
can
this
do?
shit with your fucking tax money.
But guess what you can do? You can
Not
go
eat.
get a chicklet. Yeah, you can go get a chicklet
Okay.
that will lay eggs every day.
I'm about to put you in a fucking bag right now because you think you
Okay,
fucking
put me in the
smart.
bag.
Okay, go ahead. You buy the
No,
chicken. You buy the chicken lay the egg, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you buy a fleet of chickens. You got a whole
No, you don't
coop.
need okay, whatever you
You got
want.
a bunch of eggs.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do with your egg?
Give them away.
You gonna give them away?
Feed the village.
Cool. How are you going to give these eggs away?
Hey, do you want some eggs?
Okay. You just walk around the neighborhood just giving out eggs the whole day?
Yeah, if that's what they want, they know where they can come get them.
So you saying you don't pay taxes on nothing? You're not paying taxes on gas. You're not paying taxes on fucking land. You're not paying taxes on fucking mortgage. You're not paying no taxes. So you are a tax-free individual.
No, I don't pay taxes. No.
You must be
Well,
the
I
first
pay-
person. You must be the first motherfucker I met in my
I
whole
pay
life that
tax-
don't pay no tax.
I pay taxes
fucking
on
taxes
gas.
every fucking day.
I pay taxes on gas, living. But everything that I want to do, I want it to be free.
Because you want it to be free doesn't mean that it is free. You paying taxes into something that has nothing to do with you. Do you comprehend that?
Okay, boom. Check this out, right?
Yes or no?
Yes, you pay taxes on everything every day.
But if you're paying taxes for the United States, why the fuck is your money leaving the United States to go to Lersey?
Hold on, ask that question again.
You are an American living in the land of America,
Mm-hmm.
and you pay your taxes. You do what you need to do. Why the fuck is your tax money being sent overseas to Lersey to fund their lifestyle?
I really can't give you the answer to that. Though.
Okay,
I
cool.
don't-
You don't know the answer to that. Do you think that that is okay for you to be living here and paying somebody else's taxes and paying somebody else's bills?
Fuck, I pay somebody else's taxes and bills anyway here.
Yes or no?
No, it's not correct. No, it's not proper.
That's all. Carry on.
Man, that's all I'm saying. You know, you can live for free without paying taxes.
Impossible.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay for household goods, toilet paper, shit like that.
So at some point you're paying fucking tax.
Okay, nigga, are you listening? Because now you about to take me out of my bag because I was trying to be civilized.
Don't be civilized. You don't have to be. It's Sunday.
I'm just saying, your property taxes, household taxes, registration for your vehicles can easily be waived because of our situation. Okay, so until you get there, you are just a token face and you are giving a reactionary video to something that you still have not got to that point of. So if I can pay $5 for them 2 laying hens, I pay taxes on them. So now I got paid $12 for 4 laying hens. The eggs are free. So if I can if they lay in 6 or 7 eggs a day, just like with my plants, you know what? Here you go. Thank you for the eggs. Let me come over here and mow your yard. That's what it is. So you don't have to pay taxes. You the one choose to pay taxes.
Okay.
Social media platform.
And how is the White House justifying these strikes, considering those indirect talks have been ongoing preceding this weekend?
Yeah, there have been many questions about this, and I'll note that the president's statement that he gave was one that wasn't broadcast or recorded by us, meaning the media, the reporters who travel with him. So we weren't able to engage and ask him questions, although he is taking some of these phone calls, speaking to reporters over the phone at least. But senior administration officials did brief members of the media without taking questions. They talked about the breakdown in those negotiations. In large part, the president wanted to curb that program, as I mentioned. But the ballistic missile program, which we of course know is a threat to not only the region, but to close ally Israel, senior administration officials say that the Iranians did not want to engage on conversations surrounding that ballistic missile program. All of what happened and took place in those negotiations, led by Steve Witkoff, the special envoy, and the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, that information was given to the president. And senior administration officials saying that POTUS frankly had no choice but to act.
All right, Willie James Inman with the
that it's really been impressive. So they've taken out this leadership. You talk about the leaders that are left behind. Based on the intel that they have, I mean, do they think that this B team, or I don't know, maybe this is the C team that's left behind, do they have the ability, the authority, the capacity to do what the A team could do? I'm just curious if that was taken into account. Like, why weren't they also taken out? And then also this special security forces that you and Griff were talking about.
Well, I think first of all, Ali Larijani would be part of the A team, so some of the A team did survive.
Yo, Prime, relax. I said she looked like Freeze.
And that is what's dangerous in these kind of strikes. We've seen with Hezbollah and elsewhere that there are usually follow-on strikes, and usually the person who moves up in the rankings, they then have the bullseye on their back. Obviously, the U.S. and Israel have excellent intelligence. This could not have been carried out without human intelligence on the ground. They've been mapping these sites that they targeted for months, if not years. But in terms of the human intelligence that would have led to knowing that a meeting was taking place of 10 to 15 top leaders, I mean, you can't underestimate the impact, and also the impact of killing Ali Khamenei, who is the spiritual leader. That was, literally, as Ali Larijani said, a knife in the heart of those who followed him. So this was a very significant strike. It is not over, and there are still remaining leaders, and certainly they're going to be very careful about how they move around. But as soon as the U.S. and Israel can suppress the air defense systems, and they're in the process of doing that, they're going to have a lot easier time than flying their air forces over Iranian territory, and then it becomes a lot harder for those leaders to hide. But that is still a few days off, I'm told. And in terms of the besieged, in terms of the IRGC, I mean, you're talking thousands of people who are in, if not 150,000 people who are in those security forces and who are believers, true believers, and who are willing to die, and suicide bombers and whatever have you. That is very hard to target. You can target their headquarters, you can target their leadership, but this is complicated. And remember, there are a lot of allies in Iraq. Iraq has a lot of Shia militias. We just heard that some of them have fired some missiles at some of the neighboring states as well, and they also are firing at a U.S. base in Erbil right now. So this is very complicated. There are Shia Muslims around the world there are many who will celebrate the end, if this in fact is the end of the theocracy in Iran. Many of those people who went into exile, the dissidents who left after the Shah's regime fell. But there are also many who supported that regime and believe that this was a strike on Shia Islam.
Jennifer Griffin, great reporting the last 24 hours especially. Thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Okay, now to Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst live in Tel Aviv. Good morning, Trey. What is going on there now?
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. Throughout the morning, we've heard air raid sirens sounding across Israel's second largest city. The Iranians still trying to respond. In the distance, you can still hear some of those car alarms going off after those incoming missiles were intercepted overhead. We are getting some new video from the Israelis who launched a fresh round of strikes into the heart of Tehran this morning, going after a very specific building. Exclusively, an Israeli intelligence official tells Fox News that the building you see blown up here in the Iranian capital was used by the IRGC as a command center during the demonstrations earlier this year as a place to order the crackdown against protesters. This official says that the specific location was used to command the massacring of protesters. Again, though, the Iranians have been responding over the past 24 hours. Overnight, we arrived at a scene of a direct missile impact here in Tel Aviv. A building was completely destroyed, and for blocks, there was damage just due to the blast radius from this explosion. One woman was killed in that building. Another woman nearby died running to a shelter. And when you step back here and you look at the amount of air defense that's being used to shoot down these missiles, it's not easy for the Israelis, but so far...
This is the part that I don't like. Call me a pussy, bitch, FAG. I don't care. This is the part of the shit that I don't fucking like. The innocent people getting knocked the fuck off, getting sent to fucking Allah involuntarily. They just sleeping. They just drive into the grocery store. They drive into their fucking local Walmarts. Knocked off. I'm not into that type of shit. I don't give a let me be clear. I don't give a fuck what you call me. I don't give a fuck what you think about me, dog. I'm not into innocent people, especially when we talk about fucking children being fucking red rum. You too, huh? My G. Not jacking it. I ain't into it. If you're the type of fucking demon, then you probably shouldn't be around here. You probably need to just exit stage fucking left, unsubscribe, and get the fuck on. Not into it.
They have been quite successful. We do know Ali Larijani, the Supreme National Security Council leader in Iran, is threatening to renew strikes on Israel and regional countries, saying that Iran fired missiles at the United States and Israel yesterday, and today we will hit them with a force they have never experienced before. Well, President Trump is hearing those threats directly and warning the Iranian regime to stand down. The president posted to Truth Social overnight saying Iran just stated that they are going to hit very hard today, harder than they have ever been hit before. They better not do that, however, because if they do, we will hit them with a force that has never been seen before. The region waiting to see what comes next. The exchange of fire continues here on the ground, and the majority of the Israeli population, 10 million people, spending most of the day in bomb shelters. Guys?
Trey, obviously nobody has covered this more closely than on the ground than you have.
Shout out to Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee about to drop hellfire bomb, for lack of better words, and a word that is actually tantamount and very potent, right? Pertinent right now. Relax. We're about to watch this video real quick. And after that, unleash hell. Unleash hell. I don't care what you gotta say. But note that when you say something, it's liable to be checked down. I don't care, but it's going to be checked down. If you want bullshit, if we don't agree, I don't agree, Tree Star don't agree, Naptown don't agree, Messi don't agree, LC, whoever don't agree with you is going to get, it's probably going to get some smoke. So speak with some type of fucking sense.
Tell you. You're not going to have a war with me, and you're not going to have a third world war with me. That I can tell you.
Well, that turned out to be very short-lived, as last night, the U.S. and Israel launched a quote-unquote preemptive attack against Iran. Like, what even is that? What are they trying to preempt exactly? And I mean, I get wanting to take out the Ayatollah, but a strike on a girls' school killing 85 students? Come on. Like, if you're walking down the street and somebody just punches you in the face, it's probably not going to matter to you if they say, it was just a preemptive punch. So the big question is, how and why did the Trump and Vance pro-peace ticket decide to launch an attack that could, quite honestly, lead to World War III? Or maybe another way of asking that question is, could we be quite possibly being controlled by a foreign government? Because I'm about to show you a ton of different receipts, and I want you to come to your own conclusion. Because remember, Donald Trump was the one back in 2013 who tweeted, quote, "Remember that I predicted a long time ago that President Barack Obama will attack Iran because of his inability to negotiate properly. Not skilled." Well, that did not age well, to put it mildly.
They see that in Iran, and you know what? It's going to happen to them unless they come to the table. And if you had the right leader, they would. You would have them at the table right now without having to waste lives and billions of dollars.
All right. So assume that we did have them at the table. What in the world do you think it is that we could offer them to persuade them, to convince them, to scare them, or whatever it is for Iran to step down on a nuclear weapon development?
Survival. It's survival. That's what we offer them. It's pure and simple. A horrible thing to say, it's survival.
Well, the truth is they've been coming to the table for years and years, and look where it's gotten them. All their leaders are getting killed. And for years and years, they've been telling us it's because they have a nuclear weapon. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Although I will just say at this point, and this is going to be still pretty
I don't see why not. If everybody is allowed to be strapped up, why can't the specific people not be strapped up? It doesn't make sense. Why can't they be strapped up? Everybody else strapping up. Everybody else getting their shit together. Everybody's supposed to be strapped up. Why can't everybody be strapped up? How do you regulate how somebody straps themselves in for war? You want to talk about how Learcy is strapped for war and never registered any fucking thing? They're not even registered on their registration list to have these devices. But they have the devices, don't they? The more y'all start to look at this thing like it's simple and plain, is the more y'all will start to comprehend how fucked up it really is. If you're supposed to be the mediator of a fight, you're the referee of a fight, how are you going to tell one person in this corner that they can have weighted gloves and other person you can have no weighted gloves? Because Learcy is clearly above reproach. Do what the fuck they want to do. Answer to fucking nobody about it. And when you tell them they're fucked off, what the fuck is their response? Well, my people were genocided, and you're not the only fucking ones. That's your fucking excuse for every fucking thing. Things have happened to your people. God said. I'm extremely cautious about people who play the Zionist game. I'm extremely cautious about them, and I don't fuck with them. let me be absolutely clear. If you're a fucking Zionist and do the Zionist agenda shit, get the fuck from around the town square. I ain't into it. Don't announce it. It don't gotta be no big announcement. You can just quietly slide the fuck out. You're not welcome here, G. You live in the land of fucking lies and deception. You're not welcome here. In case y'all confused. I hope all the confusion is clarified right now. What up, though?
Controversial, but I think it's without a doubt that if Iran had nuclear weapons, none of this would be happening. And if you notice, it's always the same dude from one particular country that keeps telling us we got to go to war with Iran.
If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year.
They have the wherewithal, the stored up, preserved knowledge to make a bomb very quickly if they wanted to.
Iran is so dangerous. Weeks away from having the fissile material.
2025. 10 fucking years ago, this was the same conversation. When I told y'all this Iran shit ain't fucking new, I'm not fucking bullshitting you. Thanks to fucking James Lee, he got the skills to put some shit together. I don't got these fucking skill sets. But James Lee put this shit together real fucking nice, didn't he?
Material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs.
They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about 90% of having the...
In 2012, they were 6 months away. 3 years later, they was a week away. 3 years after that, they had it. 8 years fucking later, so what you telling me? This country is so fucking advanced. This country is so fucking a tip of the fucking spear, leading the fucking region in fucking nuclear shit, right? That they can figure this out in fucking 10 years to enrich uranium to the point where it becomes a fucking deadly. Big Kofa in the building.
I need money.
Yo, Kofa, I already know what the fuck this video is about. I already know what this fucking video is. I already know. Great, I don't even gotta watch it. I already know. I already know. Good fucking video. Thank you, bro. Appreciate the support. My man, 100 grand. Big Kofa's in the town square. Y'all better say what up. Y'all see Big Kofa stepping through. You look at the biblical land and line stretches from Iran to Egypt. The IDF soldiers wears a badge on land. No, it's called motherfucking from the river of Jordan to the sea, bro. That bullshit. I'm not jacking none of that shit, though. You not bringing fucking God into your shit. God busy, bro. Allah got shit to do. But these motherfuckers sit here and you know what, dog? Where's that fucking thing? Hold up. No. Because after this one, I'm gonna play another video. It just happened. It just fucking happened too. That's fucking crazy. That is fucking crazy that this shit just happened. Now that I'm really looking at it again. Boom. Say less.
Rich uranium for an atom bomb. Iran is gearing up to produce 25 bombs, atomic bombs a year, 250 bombs in a decade. Iran will be capable of producing alone, without importing anything, nuclear bombs within 3 to 5 years.
So fool me once, shame on me. Fool me for 30 years. I don't know what that's called. Maybe we could say that we're Israel's puppet. Can we say that? Well, Trump did back in the 2016 Republican primary campaign when he called out Marco Rubio with this tweet saying, quote, Sheldon Adelson, and he is the big pro-Israel Zionist donor.
Yes, Adelson. Remember when we watched the Adelson, his wife Miriam? Because he's dead now. Sheldon is not here now. He's dead. And she inherited every single dollar he had. Guess what listen.
Owner, billionaire guy, he's looking to give big dollars to Marco Rubio because he feels he can mold him into his perfect little puppet. I agree. Boy, how the mighty have fallen. Because look at who the puppet is now. And that is, of course, Donald Trump with Sheldon Adelson's widow, Miriam Adelson, who gave Trump upwards of $250 million, now much more than that, to his campaign. But the crazy thing in all of this is we supposedly took care of this last year in terms of Iran's nuclear capabilities. This is still up on the White House.
Hey, Naptown, here you go. Here you go, Naptown. You fucking asked. Here's your fucking answer.
Website. Iran's nuclear facilities have been obliterated, and suggestions otherwise are fake news. So what the heck is really going on here?
This has never been about nuclear weapons. This has been about Israel's regional hegemony in the Middle East. Israel wants to topple the Iranian regime, period. It has said so. This is not a mystery. This is not my claim. This is Israeli policy repeated year in, year out. The whole idea that Trump is negotiating to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon, that was negotiated. Trump ripped it up. The Iranians have come back every year to say, we don't want a nuclear weapon, we want negotiations. The United States does not accept yes for an answer because it works for the government of Israel. This is the point. Why does it work for the government of Israel? It's a little hard to understand. Maybe because it's of Mike Hucklebee's parishioners, because of people who read the Bible and say, okay, that's our foreign policy. That's possible. It may be because of what's in the Epstein files that haven't been released. It may be blackmail. It may be corruption. It may be many other things, but it is not about America's interests. We have no interest whatsoever in going to a war with Iran right now. Yeah, if there is such a war, it's a war because Israel has told the United States what to do. And that raises a question. Why has the United States done what Israel has told the United States to do for 30 years? And I don't just mean about Iran. I mean across the Middle East.
Wow, Mr. Jeffrey Sachs, he really was not mincing his words there, was he? And I think through what he was talking about there, I think we can hopefully start to see why we talk about the things we talk about on this channel, right? Why do we research certain things? Why do we talk about other things? It's because they're all interconnected in a way, right? The Epstein files, the inner workings of the Israeli lobby, the Zionist influence over the media. You could say their takeover of the media, because I think it all culminates in moments like this. And that background and context allows us to fully understand the totality of what is going on here versus just listening to the media propaganda.
You've appealed to Genesis. Genesis 15 says it's Abram, it's pre-Abraham, it's Abram, receives from God the news that his descendants will inherit the land. And you tell me as the theologian if I'm getting this wrong, but from the Euphrates to the Nile. I think that's right. And that would include like basically the entire Middle East. That would be the Levant. So that would be Israel, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon. It would also be big parts of Saudi Arabia and Iraq. It would be, I mean,
I'm not sure it would go that far. I mean, it would be a big piece of land, but here's the point.
It would be a lot of places that are now countries.
But this particular area that we're talking about now, Israel, is a land that God gave through Abraham to a people that he chose. It was a people, a place, and a purpose. We can look at it that way. Christian Zionism now,
and of Israel, but from its
background and context allows.
So when you look at the Mike Huckabee conversation that's happening with Tucker Carlson, right? That's new. That's when Tucker was overseas and he got detained and held up in Israel in Lirsi, right? So he got hung up in Lirsi on the way out of Lirsi, I believe. When he went to go see Mike Huckabee, when Mike Huckabee was talking that jazz, and he said, "All right, motherfucker, I'll pull up on you." And he knows shit. Got his ass on a plane, flew over there to go get on Huckabee's fucking heels, and he did. But Huckabee is the ambassador to the United States in Lirsi. If I'm not mistaken, it's specifically Jerusalem. I don't think it's in southern Lirsi. I think it's central Lirsi. I think it's Jerusalem that they was at, where the embassy is at. I believe it's only one real embassy. Could be mistaken, but I believe the main embassy or the embassy out there is in Jerusalem. Tucker went down there, got on his motherfucking heels, had the interview, they chopped it up, boom. If we had this conversation earlier, I don't think we would have the context to where how I'm shooting the show and how I'm streaming it out. I don't think I would have the context to actually like make it full circle, right? Because it's one thing for me to say something and for me to chop it up with y'all, right? And we're in a village and we're in a town square talking shit and kicking the funk back and forth. But I think time and maturation of certain things tends to be kind of perfect, right? Because now we have the videos of Air Force dropping bombs. We have videos of the Navy sending Tomahawk and the Navy launching from carriers, and we have so much more information right now. I think this is what makes this stream so sweet, as opposed to us having this conversation a couple of days ago when we started talking about it for real, and we was talking about looking at the maps and stuff. I think this one is a little bit sweeter because now we have more data, more information to like compound and put the chain links together better, if that makes sense. Mama? Go figure. Yeah.
Just to fully understand the totality of what is going on here versus just listening to the media propaganda.
You've appealed to Genesis. Genesis 15 says it's Abram, it's pre-Abraham, it's Abram, receives from God the news that his descendants will inherit the land. And you tell me as the theologian if I'm getting this wrong, but from the Euphrates to the Nile. I think that's right. And that would include like basically the entire Middle East. That would be the Levant. So that would be Israel, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon. It would also be big parts of Saudi Arabia and Iraq. It would be, I mean,
I'm not sure it would go that far. I mean, it would be a big piece of land, but here's the point.
It would be a lot of places that are now countries.
That this particular area that we're talking about now, Israel, is a land that God gave through Abraham to a people that he chose. It was a people, a place, and a purpose. We can look at it that way. Christian Zionism.
So if it's based off of what the Almighty Creator said, why the fuck is the Balfour Declaration even relevant? Shouldn't the whole world just bow down and comprehend this? But no, it took a fucking Balfour Declaration between 2-3 people to make it stop.
I want to go back because that's where we started.
I'm not going to let you off on this because you have said it 3 times that God gave this land to this people. And so it is entirely fair for me with respect to ask, what land are you talking about? Because I just read Genesis 15, as I have many times. Mm-hmm. And that land, I think it says, from the Nile to the Euphrates, which is, once again, basically the entire Middle East. So God gave that land to his people, the Jews, or he didn't. You're saying he did. What does that mean? Does Israel have the right to that land? Because you're appealing to Genesis. Yeah. You're saying that's the original deed.
It would be fine if they took it all.
It would be fine if they took it all. And quite honestly, I think, this is a bit cynical of me to say, but if Israel were trying to do that on their own, there's nothing much I can do about that. I can't control their military. But the issue here is they're demanding that we sacrifice American lives on behalf of their geopolitical agenda. Okay, take a listen to what Trump said last night.
The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future. And it is a noble mission.
A noble mission, he says, which is giving off, I think many people have pointed out, it's giving off a little bit of a Lord Farquaad vibes now.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, says all the people who would never have to go to the front lines themselves or even send their children to the front lines. But back to the big question, how does Netanyahu and Israel have this kind of power over nearly every single American politician, Trump included, right? As Sachs was saying, it's maybe the Israeli lobby money, and that's certainly a part of it. The Epstein blackmail, I think, certainly has a part to do with it as well. And we now certainly have some evidence of what he was doing behind the scenes, not all of it, but we know some of it. And it's also, I think, because they're literally holding us hostage, allegedly speaking. Take a listen to CIA whistleblower John Kiriakou here.
The reason, though, I'm told, that Donald Trump decided to bomb Iran was that the Israelis said, for the first time, if you don't bomb Iran to take out these deep bunkers, we're going to use nuclear weapons. And they had never threatened that before. And so Trump said, bombing Iran might actually save us.
How could Iran use nuclear weapons? They're not supposed to have nuclear weapons.
From the start of World War III, if it keeps the Israelis from using nuclear weapons.
So according to your source, the Israelis told the president of the United States that if he did not use the United States military power to bomb the nuclear facilities in Iran, Israel, acting on its own, would use nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Do you see why there's a problem with that statement, John?
Yeah.
Because they've never admitted that they've had them.
That's right.
So you're telling me that they just admitted to the president of the United States that they have nuclear weapons and we still do not have them in the IAEA treaty.
I mean, if Israeli nuclear whistleblowers are to be believed, yeah, they've had them. They started working on them in the 50s.
And that is basically the elephant in the room, isn't it? Which is that there is one country in the Middle East with nuclear weapons, a secret program that officially doesn't exist. By the way, now would be a great time for people to familiarize themselves with the Samson option if you haven't already done so yet. Just the highlights, the Samson option refers to Israel's alleged strategy of employing massive retaliatory nuclear strikes as a final resort if the nation faces existential destruction. Named after the biblical figure Samson, it aims to deter enemies by ensuring that any aggression leading to the state's collapse would result in mutual destruction, serving as a last-ditch defense mechanism. We say allegedly, okay? But in all seriousness, I kind of get why Israel is sort of concerned about Iran, but you have to wonder why we in America are so concerned about Iran, a country that has never attacked us up until now. I mean, you can't tell me that with this many military bases around their country, they are more of a threat to us than we are to them. I mean, this is comical, this map. And there was one voice, one very prominent voice, loudly warning us that this doesn't make any sense at all for us to get entangled in another Middle East war on behalf of Israel.
Let's be honest, this is more Israel pushing for Iran. Is that America's problem? That's a, I mean, maybe the answer is yes. Maybe the answer is, you know what, they were wrong about Iraq, they were wrong about Syria, they were wrong about Afghanistan, they were wrong about the Taliban, they were wrong about Libya, they were wrong about the Arab Spring, they were wrong about Yemen, they were wrong about the Arabian Peninsula, they were wrong about the 9/11 hijackers being Saudi Arabian, but hey, 10th time's a charm. This time we're actually right. Yeah, you're gonna have to earn our trust on this one.
And I think Charlie's right. It's a very weird obsession these people have, and you got to wonder where that comes from, in that they just keep saying, oh, we got to get rid of this guy or that guy, and now we can get peace, we can get prosperity, because we've literally tried this strategy so many times, including in Iran, which led to this fundamentalist regime taking power. And now Charlie's dead. This is Candace Owens, her words, not mine, but something to consider. She says, quote, "We will never forget the day they murdered Charlie Kirk for this war, and he knew they were going to do it. He spent his final days mentally anguished, texting the very people who would ultimately betray him. In honor of Charlie, I stand against Israel." Like him or not, Charlie was always very principled in his beliefs, and I think, you know, it may have cost him his...
James Lee, my man. Thank you, bro. Great fucking video. Fucking amazing. Shout out to you and all the good work you do over there. That's it, dog. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I'm not the only one. Naptown ain't the only one. Petty ain't the only one. Kofa ain't the only one talking about this fucking shit that we see M Love ain't the only one. We looking at this shit as plain as day. That's it. I'm wondering if Butler was Butler, Pennsylvania, bro. I got it, bro. We'll talk about that one soon. Remind me to talk about that the next time I hit the button. We'll talk about it. That's it, G. As high noon stands, where you can see everything in a 360 motion. That's all we're doing. We're looking at this shit directly for what the fuck it is. And when things don't make fucking sense, and your spidey senses get to tingling, it's tingling for a reason. Your spidey senses are tingling for a reason. When simple shit ain't simple, and you got to go through this long form fucking conversation to get a fucking answer about the most simplest fucking thing ever, that's how you know shit fucked up and muddy. But y'all know it's a motherfucking love thing from FDNHT from here to there. You hear me? Big salute, big love, peace, power, prosperity to the village gang. Y'all know how we does it when we pull up in the town square. Have no fear. Everything here is clean and it's fair. Ladies, kick up your feet, relax your hair, have some wine. Generals, you already know what to do. Hit the bar, get a shot, and get you a beer. He and I know it's him, Slim Trim, and I'm built to win. I am Granny's baby, numero uno, flaco fuerte. You heard? Y'all know it's a love thing. See y'all soon. Love this people. Love yourself so you can love the people that surround you. And take care of yourself so you can take care of the people that is around you. This thing is life. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. So train every day like the marathon. It's tomorrow. And when you're ready, you don't got to get fucking ready. You heard? This ain't to get you scared. This is just make sure that you are absolutely prepared. Peace and one love.